what to offer here to the young people, the young boys, girls. What I see, and living in the United and American people, a lifestyle, and also what people think and what people does, I know very 100% clearly that. And it does not mean I judge somebody. I don't like to judge. As I'm a Buddhist teacher, I want to just share some my hope, my wish, benefit for the people here. General come to the Rime Center, and today we have few minutes here together. I'm very happy. And when you guys come here at the center, Rime, that maybe you guys already know why it's coming, why interest in Buddhism. And so I hope you should know yourself. Coming here is spiritual, that can be changed in your life. Not that change your lifestyle, we have to follow the rule of law whatever you on this country, right? Complicated. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about changing life. It's inner changing inside. So, because that's a very difficult one, it's the most important. All the Buddhist teaching giving you the opportunity, time that you should focus, you follow, and then you should make effort for that, how to change in my life inside my mind and my behavior changing. I see here the most, of course all we living beings have sentient beings, especially human beings, we're kind of a little crazy. We have problems, everybody, not only United. Tibetan, Lamas, everybody the same. I'm not special either. I've been through many difficult circumstances, and that Dharma helped me, be honestly. Dharma is the best, one of the best, my friend, from my heart. So I really trust deeply inside the path of Dharma. I enjoy that. But it's also not easy to follow that and the path of Dharma and cultivate the practice of Dharma is not easy, quite difficult. Because different situation, different culture, different tradition, different they living in this world, a little bit different background, culture, tradition, so on, different circumstances. But here, the particular Americans, people, I think have a lot of the problem inside, the fear problem, fear inside. That is also linked directly to ego and egoistic. And also another two, the very dangerous circumstances is the materialistic and individualism. Individualism, materialistic too, is a little bit danger. If you want to try to change your insight, to your mind, completely peaceful, gentle, kindness, awareness, wisdom, if you want to do that, then you have to really investigate, check. What is the wrong? What is the circumstances that I live in this world, is particularly United? So it's not really complicated. It's not too far. It's always with us, daily life, and same you guys also, right? A lot of competition. Even the young people have to go high school, then a bachelor, and then some master degrees, and then a PhD. I have to go through, learnings, educations. That's nothing wrong. Very good. But all the your learning, education should support to change to your life. And put effort to all your learning, no matter you learn scientists, academic, business, whatever you learn, doctors, engineer, those are maybe not too typical. You can use those, that your education, that it maybe support not only for the serve your life, and also not only that to show somebody, not only that for competition, and also you can use that to also bring insight that make effort more increase, make effort for changing mind, insight, more flexible, more kindness, more genuine, more nice, more open. If you do that, definitely your mind becomes more stronger, more wise. And that is, I see, at that time, I think what it means is changing life. Changing life is insight changing. Grow off insight, mentally, mind, right? Mentally. No more baby, no more and a teenager. Becomes more happy and more stable, more pleasant. Those are very important, and you have to check those two things, right? Materialistic individualism. Materialistic is not. I'm not talking negative materialism, but that's nothing bad. But we too much focus on only material things and make effort hour, day to day, or maybe entire your life. But then you face insight with problems and lots of here also. Can fix external condition. It's difficult, but not as same as fixing insight. We should do two things: external condition, what was your lifestyle, what's the related to that. That is another. The second one, the most important thing is you want to fix inside some problem, your mental problem, your habit problem, behavior problem, and then external material things, conditions, nothing to do with that. Not really too much. That you should directly face insight, towards insight. To investigate insight. Better than investigating all your life, spend time to external. A little bit, make that half time, face insight, and then we can see good things and negative things, positive and many things, we can see that. Now after we see that, then don't ignore us, then make effort to change that. Right? So this is what I think. And also Dharma is also like that. That Dharma gives the teaching like that. The Buddha Dharma, the Buddhist teaching is it's very simple that gives you, shows you the signs. And whatever we have, problem, that gives you, here's a problem. So you want to try to make effort, remove or eliminate that problem, or just want to keep that, continue with that. So there's two choices, right? And especially when you guys come here practicing, it's not really things, material things. Thinking material, I have to put back a little bit. Spiritual means insight. When you something you can see inside habit, that habit is a very difficult one, right? The habitual tendency, habit is the most difficult one, change it. Most difficult one recognize, the most difficult one change that. That's not easy to change. But we can make effort, should make effort, slow change that. If you have some deep inside habit, the only thing in yourself, right? Me, 24 hours, me, right? And that is also not necessarily good. That make you unhealthy. Physically unhealthy, mentally unstable. A little bit change that half 50-50. Me, you also. Another. A little bit share, 50-50. Then next, that gives you a little bit, okay, 60%. You. Less me. Actually, the goal is same. When you more concentrate people, more help other thing, more other being, that helps you inside. But people have no confidence. Oh, I do that, I can lose myself something, and touch direct my ego, boom, then I cannot. Now I get fear. So it's touching ego is not easy, right? Punching there, and then that's very affecting your mind. That does. And I don't have that ego problem. I have no ego problem, no jealous problem. Anger problem, a little bit young time. Now I'm working on that. So everybody has different problem. Right now I'm talking here in the, especially the young people. So you guys are young and lives very complicated, especially living in the United, and not easy. The best idea you guys do two things. Learning, studying, can get good job future, and that's good for your, for life, this life. And not only that, and also have to look at insight, right? When time comes, difficult, different things, the relationship with the parents, the business, the education, everything is changing, impermanent, right? And that time, you should not surprise, should not upset. Prepare day to day. If this happened and that happened, what I can face, what I can do. That time, oh my God, oh my gosh, that's not going to help. It's just not going to help, these things. My God, my gosh, it doesn't help. It's just words, it's just, I couldn't believe that. It does not help that. If believe, don't believe, doesn't matter. It's always present there now. So we have to, you guys should prepare. Day to day you learn. There you come, center. You just check your inside motivation. Oh, I'm going there. I just want to listen. And who people give advice, Dharma, spiritual. I don't ignore that because it's for me. You should think this is for me, not for them. It's for me. I should not throw out. I keep inside. I work on that. I will try to change inside my habit. I have fear. I have doubt. I have very complicated things, lifestyle. Of course, there have many things complicated, individual insight, right? Who nobody knows without judging. So general, how to survive, not only external, how to survive inside, mind. How to survive this mental affect emotion, unstable mind, fear, jealous, anger, competition. Those are poison inside. We should not keep too much that inside. Get out, slowly, like this. Put out. They don't touch. They're trash, the garbage. Don't keep here. Now, what do we have to keep here? Two things: patience and compassion. Patience and compassion. Very simple. I don't say in emptiness and meditation, Muhammad absorption. Those are not practical, you guys, especially new people. Just simple patience. Patient with yourself, patient with your parents, patient with your neighbor, patient. And then generate compassion, kindness, loving kindness to yourself. Better than keeping inside fear and ego. In fear, ego is not is very danger. It's danger. It's not going to give our peace and happy. The result comes another negative. All right, this is just my opinion, okay? So I hope there's some benefit you guys, especially young people here. And also here you guys have nice center. I've been here this year a long time, and you guys have very good advisor, the mat, and here also Sergey, I think, have many here, the great the practitioner, and also have very educated people. I know also a long time, and so if you have any question and also ask them, they are better than me. They can speak more, and they know the American view. I've done 100%. I just pretend a little bit. I see things are. Whatever I say here from my heart, even though my English is not good, maybe my action is not good, my attitude is not good, but however, whatever I say is from my heart. That's what I'm offering you guys. And continue practice Dharma. Dharma is not really Buddha. It's not its own Buddha. It's Dharma actually is circumstances that helps you inside, that guides you, that shows your path. Dharma is not my. Dharma is not teachers. Dharma is not Sangha either. Dharma nobody owns personally. Can be created anyway. Dharma means it is just circumstances, very powerful circumstances. Amazing powerful. It's nectar. It's a lamp. It's a light, shining. Can live in the darkness of insight. That's why the Dharma is important. Right? Not only their faith and belief in Buddha. Buddha passed away 2,500 years ago. Who knows where he born now? His teaching is still alive in this world. And historically, it's not just his story, that's just dream history. And also practical, logical, lots of logical using the logic and the reason. That's why Buddhism, you want to start long, many years, you have to pay a lot of attention, and you have to be very smart. The Buddhist teachings are quite complicated, very vast, and very profound, There's many, many thousand books. But it's not necessarily. If you don't have time, it doesn't matter. It just keeps simply. How do I change my life? This technique, this teaching, Dharma, how to use here. And then investigate. Also check. It says, it's really that teacher, what teachers say, what the Buddha say, follow that, and check, investigate, and then also same time also practice. Like sometimes we say check, analysis, and investigation. Something these are a little bit difficult. Maybe it's not same quite. It's not same as when we investigate material things. Scientists check many things, external circumstances of galaxies and other particle and many things. They a lot of elements they check. They talk about 400 years ago. They talk different things. Now 200 years ago, different things. 100 years ago, different. They talk different, very unstable because they want to fix the object. They want to see object, what their connection, what their function, what their moves, right? And like that. And those are all impermanent, composite phenomena. It's impermanent. It's just not. It isn't necessarily one there. It's not like space. Those 5 elements, 4 elements are. It's all impermanent. They're changing functions, numbers, movements, everything they're changing. Every year changing. Every moment changing. That's why scientists have proved some years are good, and then next year they change other things. And I like scientists. I have nothing wrong. And scientists are very good. When you face outside, they're amazing, very good. But then we have problem, inside problem, mental problem, habit problem inside, and then I don't think that helps too much you. Then you should go inner science. When Dalai Lama, His Holiness mentioned inner science, inside science. That Nalanda tradition in India, long time ago, 1,000 more years. They also investigate, check a lot of why the river comes, some mountain come to down, and these rivers, why they come river like this, and they check also, investigate many things. In the second century also they check those things. Scientists just knew. Buddhist science, external cosmology, these things are 1,000 years ago. Kala Chakra, even though it's the eclipse, moon eclipse, or eclipse, sun, moon, exactly the Kala Chakra, very clear, 1,000 more years ago. Exactly. What now the scientists exactly they say the moon when it comes and the sun, the different light, and then what exactly what can happen in the moon eclipse and sun eclipse there. So they exactly say exactly what the scientists now understand. It's this 1,000 more years ago. Who knows at that time, right? Now people can go on the moon. That's amazing. But that time nothing. But they have inside here the very, very unusual wisdom that can match, that can see, and beyond this world. Buddhists we call some omniscient mind. Maybe people don't believe that. Anyway, this is I just want to say is the quality of learning Buddhism 1,000 years ago, and now comes and united here. Simple things. The number one, first one, take care of yourself inside. Not only take care of external, take care of inside, the part of the mind. Especially fear and ego. These two is very tough. Watch carefully. To target ego and fear. Without ego, no fear. Ego is fundamental. Okay? Keep the target. When ego comes up, and if fear comes, gentle. Okay, don't worry. Come down. All right. So that's what I think. Okay. Yeah, question. Do you have any question?
So, Rinpoche, real quick question.
Yeah.
So you were talking about how we're really busy in our life. I'm just curious, incorporating the practice, there could be a lot of study, but I think sometimes, especially in the West, people study too much. Can you maybe talk about balancing actual practice with study?
That's a good question. And I always maybe mentioned that you studying Buddhism, of course, there's no limitation, there's no limit. So, as concept, thoughts, not limit, and then object you're studying are not limit, there's no limitation. But wherever you learn, you have to check, is it match my lifestyle? Is it really helps in my mind? You have to put it always when you learn, put there. Is it working? It's not working. Right? And then when you learn the essential point, the essence one. Essence, main important things. But there's a lot of Buddhists have teaching many things. I don't say those are not really practical things. Of course, they are practical. Like sometimes learning a lot of sutra, Hinayana Sutra, Mahayana Sutra, the learning history and this, that. Sometimes it's not necessarily important. History is just history, not really necessarily important. And there's some pure important history of the spiritual teachers and the spiritual special women and men, the yogini, some very unique. Those are maybe it's good for you when you learn Dharma. That gives you a little bit good example and maybe makes you more making effort for that. And other you can learn, but not only learning, they become very scholar. And become your scholar, you can write many books, and then, I don't know, you become very famous a little bit, and then that, I don't think, change insight, inner problem, inside problem. When you learn only few words, okay, that you keep inside, use your insight. Few words, okay, not necessarily many books. Few words, they're just simple few words. Like, so how to change the lifestyle, how to change it, especially inside. What means changing? Why I need to change? Those things, a few important things, and then the instruction, you bring that, and to read that few lines, you can keep here also when you sleep, you put here a few words, like advisor or advice or some, especially you like that, really go to your heart. Put here, and then you sleep, let down, you can see the words are, that's really good. Otherwise, learn. Actually, it's good. The Lamas also said, learn, studying, so nothing's wrong, especially Buddhism. But there's something you need to be very smart. To live in the United States is not easy. Busy, competition, and complicated, rules, laws. And it's very complicated, very complicated. I know that. And that's why I have a lot of compassion for you guys, a lot of compassion. Compassion by respect, I don't put down you guys. Does not mean some putting down. Compassion is also, I think, is the essence of the respect. I have that's my respect. So therefore, you can learn, and what you want to learn is learn, but it's also that learning Dharma is quite different when you learn and go to high school or university. Very different. Learning Dharma, one word that you have to put your heart here, not only intellectual here. Put here, then put here also. That's my answer. Yeah. You have a question? Yeah, come. You have a question, come.
Yes, I was just...
Yeah.
You talked about compassion and patience. I just, for a person who struggles at patience, I was just wondering if you had some advice on how to nurture patience and how to practice patience. Patience?
Yeah.
How to nurture it, how to practice patience?
Yeah. Oh, make it bigger, make it increase. A patient, right?
Yes.
Well, it's two things. See your own situation. When we live with some person and he and she have anger problem, no patience, and then how they affect us. Well, I want to ask something question. This he and she, but maybe he and she got to get angry. I cannot ask question. That makes you not only unhappy, makes you really nervous also. Similar. Oh, if I'm not really patient for those beings, and the same they affect them. So I should be patient. But in my situation, I like also who people have practiced patience. Same, that means I need to also cultivate patience. Patience is good for me, patience is good for another also. Okay? That's a logic. That's a reason and logic. And also the patient actually it helps a lot of you develop mentally, mind. They can be bring a lot of positive, more stronger, more vast, and you can face a lot of difficult things with patience. The patience is the source of the happiness. But it's not easy. It's not easy. All right, that's my answer. Is it okay? Okay, you're welcome. Yeah.
I was wanting to know about, you spoke about fear.
Mm-mm.
Maybe you could talk about a method or antidotes to fear.
The fear is too much concentrating. Too much pay attention, concentrate the self. Oh, I did it. What's going to happen to me? Oh, what's going to happen to me? Me. Too much concentrate inside me, and then that produce more, increase more the fear. Therefore, you can ignore a little bit. When that comes close, me, all the time, and then you let it ignore. Just good best method is you don't have to self-listeness maybe not going to help, emptiness is not going to help, maybe. If you're a really great practitioner, you really knows that, and then self-listeness, emptiness, that can help. But people who does not have experience, that's not a good idea also. Just simple to ignore. I don't ignore yourself, okay? Ignore yourself does not mean you don't have to take care, you throw yourself like garbage. No, ignore means that momentarily you're really cultivating, concentrating yourself. Oh my God, what happened to me? So, no, it's not going to happen. It happens, doesn't matter. Like that. Just a little bit ignore, force back. And then temporarily, that appears, go down. Comes out again, but then your second chance is then meditate. Ignore that comes, and then the more meditate. Right? Complete peace and relax. No self, no other. No other, no self. It's just complete present and joy and happy and present. Just present. Nothing in the point there, nothing in the reference points. Nothing me and you, nothing, right? Yeah. Yeah, everybody has that problem. We too much concentrate ourselves inside. Thousands, million people still we focus on ourselves, right? We don't see other situations. We only see our inside. Just worry about. That makes our mind more narrow, very rigid, and then becomes fear. That's why they have this and a lot of mental problems, especially in the depression. That.
I'll try to make sense of this. My question is, there's so much both to study and to learn about, not only from scripture, sutras, or anything, but about yourself. And that's what I believe you're talking about, to self-study and to find, the path and to trust in what you learn. My concern is it that you should instinctually know and prevent self-delusion? Like you might think you're accomplishing something and you're really not.
Self-what?
Self-delusion.
Self-delusion?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Self-delusion is fantastic. Amazing. That can bring you a different place. And then, unfortunately, we cannot trust that. Unfortunately, cannot trust too much those. Right? We have this innate delusion. Everybody has. And I have, and Lamas have. Everybody has that. Self-delusions come from self-cherishing. The more self-cherishing, then that go up like this. Then it can become delusional, hallucination. Right? But how do we catch that? How to recognize that? Through your instruction, Buddhist teaching. And also, second, your own life experience. Right? Learning two things. Learn through teachers and book, read, and then put here. Then we can see here also, experience directly through ourselves. Answer comes here. Right? Without ask question, answer comes here. You have any question? Is it okay? The answer is okay? Oh. You're welcome.
I have a question about Buddha nature and trying to identify that in yourself and how to avoid self-delusion about it. You may think you've had an experience, but maybe you really haven't, and how to recognize actual Buddha nature.
That's a good question. It's also a little bit advanced. That and Buddha nature actually it means is the indestructible potential, the ground of enlightenment. That is also directly linked to our mind, and within this contaminated mind, this complicated mind, actually nature is Buddha nature. But it's not that now we cannot say too much those things because we have different the problem, the mental afflicting emotions a problem, right? So any kind of mental afflicting emotion, even jealous, even the fear of thoughts, is nature is Buddha nature. But how can we see that? Not too much the words, not too much intellectual, just keep back to meditate. And also, one of the sign is here, how to be trust, believe that, is that really my mind nature is Buddha? Yes. How can prove that? Well, I was first time, for example, I'm giving somebody, I was very violent and very unkind, I cheat people, I lying people, I'm very negative person. When I read Buddha's story and practice Buddha Dharma, after I change my life, that means they change their mind. That is the same person, same continuity mind, but they change it. Now that person, he and she, not the previous one. Complete kindness, complete genuine, and generosity, giving, never taking all the gifts. How is that? Is it belief? Of course it's belief. Because the mind is natural, it's Buddha. When we say Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, what means Gacchami? We respect from heart because we have hope inside. When we see inside, deep natural mind is nothing's wrong. It's wrong temporarily. This mental emotion, the habit, where we live, the circumstances complicated, then we go a little crazy, then become a lot of problem. But when we see the back, those any kind, the thoughts are now negative thoughts and positive thoughts. Each thought, any kind of thought, is just simply a thought. The natural thought is Buddha nature. That sign is when you practice really serious pay attention, practice Dharma, you can see ear. We're not talking realization. We just simply say changing life inside. Anger changing to patience, become jealous of thoughts, the changing. That appreciate and happy when people have something, they're happy. Before we are not happy. Oh, he's educated more than me. I'm jealous. He and she. Oh, they're richer than me. I'm poor. Jealous, right? So the jealous comes after the jealous changing. The jealous come down slow, less power, become joyful and happy in other. When happy some other people, other being happy in good situation. That person become more happy. Before it was not that like that. So that kind of changing inside mind, mentally changing mind. That means that's the fundamental mind and nothing's wrong. That's one proof. And the second one, of course, if you really want to see within this life, touch and connect the Buddha nature, then need meditation. The best meditation is Mahamudra is the Dzogchen. Uncontrived, unfabricate, present, momentarily, continue to meditate without object. Very simply, very humble, very simple, very gently, just meditate. Not thinking fast, past is gone. Don't worry about the future, not yet come. Even the present, don't try to change. Just leave it there. Natural state and meditate. And then we can have some. Definitely we can connect this life, a little bit touch the Buddha nature. Is it enough? All right. I hope so. Okay. Yeah, keep going.
Rinpoche, I understand that from you that foundation is the most important thing for right now for me and for all of us. Could you talk about what we did this morning in the breathing? And it appeared to me that it calmed my mind.
Reading?
The breathing, the salung
Oh.
that we did this morning. Could you
Yeah.
speak about it? Because it feels like it calmed my mind. I rested. But as soon as I moved, it became crazy again. And
Okay, then you don't do.
I guess I need to do more. I have to learn it. But could you speak about it? And is it moving winds? And things?
The
Thank
truth
you.
is, since you learned, you practiced a long time ago, and your background, you last few weeks ago, you in Los Angeles, you're telling me that looks like you have experience a long time. I think the salons, if you have time, it is good for you. You can do it. If you don't have time, maybe it's not good for you. You don't have to do. Just be honestly, you just go back and do meditate. Yeah. That's you can. Mondo as actually the salon is good for the. If you do it physically, it makes you first time, second time, third time maybe difficult. As long as you do in the 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, and then it changes. It changes your physically, mentality, everything changes. That makes you more how to say, light. And it's also good for you because it's negative. When you do salung, not only the physical, mental also have thing. The negative clean, bring the positive nectar here, right? And that's also very good for purification, purify the part of the physical and also mentally, both. It's lots of benefit, honestly. But sometimes not necessarily people are really concentrating the one yidam absorption, and that's also satisfied. That's good also. That's the one fundamental. That's the main one. Either you can choose, okay? Yeah, you do it maybe for 1-2 months. You check. And then it's just good for you to, and otherwise you don't have to salung, just go to refuge, another rest that wonder you do, okay? You can do that. Yeah. Is anybody question? Yeah.
Rinpoche, what advice
Yeah.
would you have for suppressing the ego and moving past the delusion that the ego is and that we are so important in ourselves? What advice do you have for this?
The answer is is a good question, and surprise, pacify, or that is actually it's very simple, very simple, and not simple. I didn't say it's simple when we cultivate practice, but technically it's not difficult. Let's say self-dignity, self-dignity. It's important to take care of yourself. It's very important, especially living here. Take care of yourself is nothing wrong. But the over become extra over, the ego comes. And then you have to recognize that, and you have to use different methods. Right? Take care of yourself means you're respecting yourself, dignity. Self-dignity is very important as a part of protecting yourself. You're taking your valuable, your life, especially part of Dharma. And you're using that to, is positive. I like myself, I love myself because I have a lot of opportunity and I have very, very fortunate here, my life. Right? Even though I have difficulties in that, but that's normal lifestyle. But I can go more than that, nothing wrong with me here. So when the ego comes, like, well, I'm the best one and this, that, then you say, oh, no, I'm not the best one. I'm not a horrible person, I'm not the best one. And I'm interested in myself, I protect myself, I respect myself, but not as what I have, ego comes out. And then complete that thought's different. Right? They also put down somebody's. And I'm some special one. Should know for me. People know for me, I'm special. And that's just no. You say, no. I'm not special because I know my inside, I have a lot of dirty inside my mind. My dirty inside is the emotion and egos, all those things, jealous, all those are horrible that I have. So I don't think I'm special either. But I can make special myself. I have Buddha nature. I can do it my best. I'm not that person either. All right? So I need to work hard inside. And this ego is poison. It's not necessary. Doesn't make any sense for me. Right? Just put down. When ego come up, please sit down there. I don't trust you. You relax there. Okay? Put that ego down. Right? Yeah. You're welcome.
Hello.
Yeah.
You spoke a little bit about just how complicated our lives are, and I have a question about how to simplify, how to make space for other things, to cultivate positive qualities. So if you have any advice on that.
Very good question. It's a very good question. And so I always give my students, even my senior students, I also give, keep simple life. But that does not mean you don't have to follow law and rule and lifestyle. You have to should do your best in your life. But now your answer, how to keep simple life, that depends on your own understanding your lifestyle, and is it make really you happy or not. And also in other things, life is impermanent, right? If you want to enjoy within impermanent life, changing easily, impermanent, that impermanent time of life, how much you can get in happiness, how much you can release on unhappy, that depends on lifestyle, right? Education is important. That can, you can survive your life. And not only that, that's external. Internally, we have the two things to do. Every day, cultivate a little bit. Remember, life is fragile. Life is impermanent. Life is very brief, very short, right? So I don't want to waste my time. I will do it best for education, make money, simple lifestyle. Right? Not many husband, boyfriend, and children's bunch of they're complicated. Just bullshit. I just want to make sure my life is very simple. Be happy. If you want to happy, first make sure your life happy. Then you can make second person happy. Right? Some people we have that this expectation and the delusion. Oh, I can make happy here and there, and after that cannot. They suffer like themselves. How can make them other happy? First, take care. I said self-dignity. Take care of yourself. Be stronger. Mentally and physically, everything's stronger. Solid foundation. Then that for not only for you, that for other also as well, other. Then happiness comes to your life. Then meaningful becomes your life meaningful. All right? At the end you're dying, you have no regret, no guilty feeling. I come this world, I did best for myself, I did best for other people, and I'm dying tomorrow, no attachment. No attachment, money in house and whatever. It's a very simple life. Simple. At the same time, simple mean is sometimes always you need to also keep continuing with spiritual Dharma. Practice Dharma always. Dharma is not object, right? With your heart here. With your wisdom, your compassion is essence of Dharma. That nobody owns. The day you're born, that's your nature. That's your inside Dharma. That nobody owns that. That's not part of the paper. Not part of the text. No lineage, no country, no history. It's beyond that. This is we have already. When the day we're born. Now we have to recognize that, keep that as heart here. Wisdom and compassion. Okay? That's a source you can make your life practical, simple, and happy life. If you follow that, I can guarantee 100%. At the end of your life, become happy, in a meaningful life. In other words, you become like millionaires and and unbelievable famous pictures and these actors or politicals they mentally sucks inside, all suffer. At the end you're dying, you can breathing slowly, peacefully. You can breathing not become gentle and smoothly. consciousness now like ghost, they can become ghost. Right? Thank you. Your question is very good. I like that question. I like the question also. He asked that. Very good. All right. So, does anybody have a question? My throat's the itchy. I can give more answer.
After this last question, can you maybe do the hook of compassion with us?
Okay. Yeah.
And then we'll.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
What in Buddhism might describe or compare with the Western idea of conscience?
Consciousness? Consciousness?
Not consciousness, conscience, like moral conscience.
Moral ethics?
Yeah.
Oh, the discipline, you mean manner?
The word conscience.
I know it might have
So you
been.
have to try to-
What in me tells me I'm doing the wrong or the right thing? Conscience, what we would call conscience.
Consciousness. Consciousness?
Compass.
Moral.
Something right, you're wrong.
Okay. What's your main question? Is it
Well, what in Buddhism
Yeah.
compares, what word or idea would compare to that?
compared it?
Like concept in Buddhism that would compare to what he's asking about.
And
So it's a question about ethics.
ethics, okay. Well, I think it's the same. The ethics we've been talking, and ethics is the most important, the source of the happiness. And ethics we call sometimes discipline. Sometimes we call the Sanskrit called Shila, means moral ethics, right? You're talking ethics, right? And the Buddhists also say the Nalinda master and the Nagarjuna, he also wrote a letter to the king, and he also said that inside the letter say, the moral ethic is the source of the happiness. Without moral ethics, and then there's no peaceful, happy in peace doesn't come without moral ethics. So, and also moral ethics as being a human being, that's the source of how do you become the good person, how to make you a good person, good human being. This is also moral ethics. But it's moral ethics also necessary, need wisdom. The Buddhists all talk about the three training, moral ethics, meditation, wisdom. But we talk about first the wisdom. The wisdom is very important. So if you have sublime wisdom, you have wisdom, then you can see what is the right or what is the wrong, right? And temporarily or long terms, you can see all the things. You can match that. You can see through that. Yeah, and moral ethics, of course, it's the most difficult one because as all we human beings, we have these crazy things, thoughts, and the crazy idea things, and also fundamentally that is also innate ignorance. Innate ignorance can lock off that moral ethics. Right? We think we're doing right things, but not. We're doing completely wrong. Right? So therefore, it's a little complicated. It's very, very difficult one to follow moral ethic. And Buddha taught that also. T training, mind training. That one is the moral ethics, and then wisdom, and then meditation. But I will say first that T training, that is first wisdom is most important. You can see through wisdom, right? What means moral ethic? Why I need moral ethic? Why I need to cultivate moral ethics? Why important that? Or what is the purpose of that, right? So through your wisdom. And sometimes moral ethics always, I don't know that maybe Buddha punish me, God punish me, karma punish me, but they scare. They just keep scaring, the fear, and then they just following moral ethics, right? But that's nothing bad, but they don't really see the real benefit of moral ethics. That's I think, okay? All right, now we chant this. Last night, yesterday, some chant, or what do we do?
Everybody has a copy. They'll say a supplication to Chenrezig called the Iron Hook of Compassion. And we're going to be chanting it in Tibet. So we're going to follow along.
Yeah. If I read chant, the English maybe doesn't match my melody. I have to, then that makes maybe like goat. Or maybe it's bum, 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 like become. Okay, here now, simple. Rime Center Potala September to Jesus. Mando Dembe to Jesus. Wajere Sela Sowande. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Gyöle Mare Tunange Ningme Kebere Tunang. Ne taba shenjo potala go tuje chajo tando so om mane behme hore om mane padme hore Gyundo Chai Shedang Sena Ye Sukave Dongre Jinara Neme Sohoy Somje Dovana Gotuje Chaju Tando So Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Ju Sa Che Ge Wa Sa Ba Yi Ne Den Do Che Ja Che Pu So Ra Ra Ge Du Me Che Ne Le Wo Tu Je Cha Ju Tang Do So Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Gume Lu Top Jang Chu Ji Po Chu Yang Da Che Cha Du Ma Nu Tara Cha Me Pa Du Je Da Le Mo Tu Je Cha Ju Tang Do So Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Le Se Me Yande Na Cha Sha La Te Lo Me Pa Che Te Ru Se Tarju Me Tala Dembe Se Go Tu Je Cha Ju Tang Do So Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Nere do Korowa Karache Cha Dende Kogawa Machi Be Seche Mar Shenjo Potala Go Tuje Cha Ju Tando So Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Mando to pama tenje na ne koba dongre chocheru le balon tabo ye bese go tuje chaju tando so Om mani padme hum Om mani padme hum Kumen juro te da gela sha sumelo yendo na de da to me ning je de go chu je to je cha do so om mani padme hum 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 Gewa de ye nyodo da jere se wa ndub jorane do wa che ja ma le pa de ye sa la ngo ba shu Chanju semjo rinpoche maje panamay che joro jing che ba nyambar me ba ya kone kondum pe wa shu Okay, thank you.